Lil Uzi Vert is one of the most popular rappers around, and then out of nowhere, he says he's going to quit music for good. But why? Well, I'll break it down for you. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to King Trending. Number 6. A look back at Lil Uzi Vert. To truly understand what's going on with Lil Uzi Vert, we need to take a look at where everything began and how it led to this point in time. Samir Woods, yeah, that's his real name, was born in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania in 1994. That's right, he's only 25 years old, and he's apparently quitting rap. Anyway, growing up in Philly, he listened to the artists like the Yin Yang Twins and Mike Jones, and then moved on to Wiz Khalifa and Meek Mill. As life went on, so did his musical taste, and he began to understand himself through their styles. And by the time he was in 10th grade, he started to rap on his own, even forming a group with some friends called Steaktown. But life soon got really hard for him, and when it hit rock bottom, he doubled down and started to really focus on his rap career. His name is actually its own interesting tale, for he started out just as Vert, which he said was a reference to a vertical jump, likely meaning that he felt he could go really high in his career. But later, when he went solo, someone noted that his rhythm and flow reminded him of how fast an Uzi fired. Thus, Lil Uzi Vert was born. He made his first EP in the form of Purple Thoughts Volume 1 and released it on January 2014. It got the attention of a lot of people, including the crew at Def Jam Records. Lil Uzi Vert got signed to the Records Labels Academy in print, and Vert started to work on his very first true mixtape, The Real Uzi. This in turn led him to signing with Atlantic Records. After this signing, he worked on several other singles and some big SoundCloud hits. He was even part of a tour in 2015 with Fall Out Boy and Wiz Khalifa. Following his second mixtape, Love Is Rage, he got such praise for this particular soundtrack that he got named Breakout Artist of 2015 by Hot New Hip Hop. His third mixtape was the one that actually got him onto the Billboard Top 200, Lil Uzi Vert vs. the World. It stayed on there for a very long time, and it helped get the rapper into the eyes of many in the public. Many new tracks, mixtapes, and collaborations followed, including him going double platinum on some of his songs and getting the #1 track from a tag team effort with rap group Migos on their song Bad and Bougie. Wait, what kind of Rari? 458. And his popularity grew massively from there. By August 2017, he released his debut album, Love Is Rage 2, and that got him to the top of the charts for the first time. And that album had 10 singles and hit the top 100 charts as well, further cementing the album as a major hit. Then, throughout most of 2018, Lil Uzi Vert and the others were teasing the release of his second true album, entitled Eternal Atake. And though he teased singles from it, the full album was never truly released. And if retirement sticks, he likely won't release it in full, making many wonder what it could have been. So given his success and fame, he claims he's retiring, but why? Well, let's look at what he said first. Number 5, the explanation.
But I'm gonna tell you something. I'm just rapping about what I see that's going on.
On January 11th, Lil Uzi Vert went to his Instagram page and said the following in a story post. I want to take the time out to say I thank each and every one of my supporters, but I'm done with music. I deleted everything. I want to be normal. I want to wake up in 2013. Thank you. Love you. This is a very interesting statement, and one that carries a lot of weight with it. And let it be known that at the time of this video, Lil Uzi Vert has kept up his end of the word. His Instagram only has a few selfies on it, doesn't have any music anymore on it. He seems to be very serious on it, which makes it all the more weird, as not only does this not make any sense, but also, why do it in a story and not on a full post on Instagram? Now, he could have done that later to help it stick, but one has to wonder, why did he do it in such a way? Did he feel compelled to do this? Why do it on a one-off post on a social media platform instead of something like a video? The explanation is full of interesting phrases and hidden meanings, which make many, including us, curious as to how his future is going to shape up. Number 4, I want to wake up in 2013. Let's start dissecting his explanation with what might be the oddest piece of his farewell. I want to wake up in 2013. That's a very specific year, don't you think? And it's one that holds special significance to Lil Uzi Vert, because if you recall the breakdown that I did in the beginning of the video, January 2014 was when he launched his first EP and thus started his true career in rap. So saying that he wants to wake up back in 2013 means likely that he wishes he could go back before he even started his rap career. And yeah, that's a pretty bold statement, and one that won't be lost on people. This all but says that he regrets his rap career in part or wholly even, which is honestly something that no one wants to see someone say. They should enjoy and love every phase in their life regardless of the result. And yet, it appears as though Lil Uzi Vert doesn't. Something broke in him and he just wants to stop thinking about it all. Another take on this is that he would want to redo his rap career. After all, he clearly had to make a part of Purple Thoughts in Volume 1, 2013, and thus he likely wants to take a different path the second time around, which is something that most people wish that they could do. One final take on this is that Lil Uzi Vert wants to go back to where it all began because that's when he was having the most fun rapping. Despite his issues in life, he's not having fun anymore. And so it's possible that he remembers when music was something he did for fun and to make a little money and not have to wonder about the various fan bases and record deals and everything else. Making music is a tough business, which may be another reason he's leaving. Number 3, Eternal Take. Let's think about Lil Uzi Vert in 2018. He had a few singles released late and some big collaborations, but the bulk of 2018 rested on a single thing, waiting for his second album to release. Eternal Take was teased all the way back in May of 2018 by a friend of Lil Uzi Vert, and then Lil Uzi Vert himself teased the title of the album that July. And then the clock started ticking and ticking and ticking and ticking and ticking. Yeah, it's been some time. In September, he did a release of the first single from the album. But that was it for the rest of the year. He had a collaboration with Lil Pump released in October, but that was it. Fans kept asking when Lil Uzi Vert would release Eternal Take, but we kept on getting teases and cryptic messages, and what if the answer was simply he couldn't finish it? He wouldn't be the first artist to struggle with making an album, and he certainly wouldn't be the last, and ironically, this wouldn't be the first time that he had an album come out late. His first one was delayed as well, so that he can get it done. So it's clear that he was struggling with his music, and it's very possible that he wanted to try and finish the songs and the album, but couldn't, and the pressure got to him. Again, he wouldn't be the first to crack like this. It's clear that he took his time to try and finish things up, but he just couldn't. So he decided that the best thing he could do would be to stop and just call it quits. He's had success, he's had hits, he's realized he wouldn't get any more if he couldn't finish, so he decided to hang it up, which brings up the next reason for this sudden change of heart. Number 2, I want to be normal. One thing I love to tell people is I don't believe in normal, because normal is very much a state of mind or being that is altered based on the person who is making a statement of normal. But in the case of Lil Uzi Vert, his definition of normal is painfully obvious. He doesn't want to be in music anymore. He wants to be the guy that just walks down the street and barely anyone notices him. Now you might be thinking, how could a guy who had such an interesting career say such a thing? Well, it's simple really. You don't know what goes on behind the scenes of making music and, well, music videos. Everyone who listens to music and thinks about being a music star themselves believes that it's an incredibly easy endeavor at one point or another. They think that you just have to make music, do some concerts and some interviews and then relax. But that's just not the case. In fact, it's not true at all. There's a lot of pressure that goes into being a music star. Sure, when you look at someone like Travis Scott, Kendrick Lamar, Drake, or Jay-Z, it seems easy enough, but they have skills and talent for days. Think about it like this. How many one-hit wonders have you seen in the world? Dozens, hundreds, if not more. They have a great song, they hit the top of the charts, and everyone knows their names for a few years, but if they can't make that next big hit, they're done. Lil Uzi Vert had a good run, but if you look at the tracks that he's made, only a few got close to the top of the charts, and only one was a #1 song, and that was when he did a collaboration with Migos. He himself has never had a true #1 hit without help, and that likely weighed on him. As the pressure of getting Eternal Take done grew, he likely started to wonder if he would ever get done with it, and if he'd ever be satisfied with it. Would it be the quality that he wanted? And the answer he likely got was no, and thus he wanted to quit. If this is for real, then he can hold up his head and say that he made it farther than most that got on this journey, and that doesn't mean the journey is over. Number 1, the walk back. Think about your life for a moment. Have you ever said anything that you regret, and then later apologized and worked hard to make it feel like it never happened? Or have you made a promise that you would never do something again because it was too painful, but then you realized it wasn't that bad and decided to go back? Well, musical artists have done the same thing. And in the age of social media where everything can be posted in a blink of an eye and then redacted just as quickly, it's very easy to think that Lil Uzi Vert can indeed come back from this retirement that he finds himself in. After all, the way he did his retirement is very suspicious, and it screams an emotional decision, and one that he didn't technically think about for that long. And even if he did think about it long and hard and came to this decision without much regret now, that regret may come later. He might hear something on the radio or continue to see people post about how they want him to come back and sing again, and that might be the itch or the spark that he needs to try and get back on the horse. Singers from all over have taken breaks and come back even stronger. So while Lil Uzi Vert may be gone for now, that doesn't mean he's out forever. And there you have it, the real reasons that Lil Uzi Vert is quitting rap for good. So, do you think that it will stick? Do you think that this is just a publicity stunt? Do you think that he's been pushed too far? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you next time on King Trending. Hey, just a reminder that we're changing up the giveaways. From now on, we're offering the Galaxy Note 9, the one that comes with the exclusive Fortnite skin, the new iPhone X Max, which we'll pre-order for you, and the new Apple Watch Series 4, which we'll also pre-order for you. The winner gets to decide between these three. Make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, drop a like, and comment the hidden message in the video for a chance to win. You got nothing to lose. Go for it.